Walking in handcuffs. Casey Anthony back in court on a judge's orders. Today, major arguments in the case against the accused murderer. The prosecution tries to limit the defense's access to Kaylee Anthony's autopsy photos and x-rays. And the defense, well, they are not happy.
I find it a grand insult that anyone would even assume that I would engage in selling the photos of a dead baby.
And the case against Casey Anthony in court twice today. Good evening. I'm Mike Dunstan.
And I'm Karina Sullivan in tonight for Amy. First, the criminal case. Prosecutors wanted to restrict access to Kaylee's autopsy photos and x-rays. Jose Baez proposed a compromise to set up a secure server at his office so only people connected to the case could have access to the images. The state agreed. The second case, civil action. A judge rules Casey cannot be verbally questioned in a defamation suit while behind bars. First on Fox, we have team coverage with Holly Bristow live in the newsroom and Shannon Butler at the Orange County Courthouse. Now, Shannon, I know the surprise of the day was Casey Anthony being called into court.
It was. The state argued that Casey has to be present at any of these pretrial hearings unless she waives her right in writings. Well, she did not do that, and within minutes, Casey, for the first time in a long time, was brought in. You could hear the shackles along the floor even before Casey Anthony walked into an Orange County courtroom. Driven from the jail in a white van, escorted by 3 armed guards under a court order, Casey took a seat in front of Judge Stan Strickland. This afternoon, Casey wore a dark blue jumpsuit, her hair pulled back and looking much different than the last time she was seen in public. It was almost 3 months ago.
Your name?
Casey Marie Anthony.
She answered those questions affirmatively, different than we've seen her before, head down, even crying. Jose Baez told the judge the woman accused of killing her daughter did not want to be present during the discussion about Kaylee's autopsy photos. It was Casey's attorney arguing for a copy of them.
This is, with all due respect to everyone here, a circus. Everything from her expressions, what she's wearing, even though I don't think she could be wearing anything else other than a jumpsuit, it gets to the level of being ridiculous. And I want to spare my client that.
But that was not enough for the judge. Just minutes into the hearing, Casey Anthony was forced into court by a law that says Miss Anthony must be present at any pretrial hearings unless she declines to come in writing. Today, she did not, but will in the future. And the judge made sure of that. Tonight, Casey Anthony is back in the Orange County Jail. We're live tonight at the courthouse. Shannon Butler, Fox at 5.
Did the state argue to have Casey Anthony in court? I mean, does she really need to be there legally for motions like this?
Well, legally she has to be there, but she doesn't really need to be there to hear what is going on. The state was fairly annoyed by the fact that she refused to come into court, and by law they really had to fight this and say this is what the law says. Now, as for Jose Baez, he of course says there's no reason for her to be here, and even the judge said it's my fault. I have been lax on this case, allowing Jose to speak for her, but that will no longer happen.
Okay, Shannon, thank you so much. Well, today, Judge Stan Strickland heard more than a dozen other motions in this case. He ruled in favor of 12 of them, including the motion to return the car that's been in the impound lot since July. Now, he denied one motion, which asked for some sheriff's reports on Zenaida Gonzalez. And the state says they gave Baez everything they have. We will have another live report coming up at 5:40. For a complete list of the motions and rulings anytime, day or night, just head to myfoxorlando.com. Well, it is unclear tonight whether a second autopsy on Kaylee Anthony's remains has been completed. Last night on Fox News Channel, defense team criminalist Dr. Henry Lee said the second autopsy has wrapped up. But today, a spokesman for Jose Baez's law firm released a statement saying there is still work to be done. The Anthony family won't plan Kaylee's funeral until the remains are back with them.
Also in court.